just, I know that whole thing. I hate being told what to do in life. Honestly, I hate being told what to do. I hated it when my government said, wear a mask, wear gloves. I'm like, who are you to tell me what to do? But, it's for your own good. And just, so what? Just bloody wear a mask if you have to, for God's sake. Who gives a shit? Right, just a mask. Yeah, I don't know. What else can I tell you? Want to hear more about the knob? That's it, I suppose. Don't want to ramble for too long. But I just want to give you an update. So that's it. That's my COVID story. How I almost died of COVID. I'll probably think of loads of stuff afterwards I could have added. Of course there is. But yeah, just finally, just to say, look after yourselves. Take care. And many thanks to the people who came through for me. In this last month. You find out who your friends are at times like this. People, just a little text messages even, just saying, come on, we're pulling for you. Hope you get through this. That those mean a lot at those times. Anyway, yeah, I'm not asking for sympathy. I'll be fine. It's going to take a while with some muscles, but I'm so embarrassed walking about. Just this body of an 80-year-old man. When I checked back into this hotel after not being here for a few weeks, they literally did a cartoon double take. They were like, right, is this the same dude? He was in his 40s before and now he's in his 70s. Nightmare, absolute nightmare. But I'll get through it, I'll be fine. And we'll be back to making some films and I don't know. Yeah, we'll be back at some point to have some crazy adventures. Central Asia, something like that. But I need a couple of months just to focus on myself and get myself healthy. All right, guys. Once again, Jubila Serbia. Thank you to the people of Serbia for helping me out in this one. And yeah, I'll see you further down the road, you crazy buggers. See you later. It's all were just so fantastic. There were times when I was genuinely scared that it was going to come to an end. But they reassured me. They gave me the medicines that I needed. They checked me. They took me down for scans and stuff like that. Nurses were there all the time, constantly just coming over saying, you're right, come on, we're going to get through this, fight a little bit harder. So big up to the Serbian people. I've always liked the Serbian people, but Jubila Serbia once again. And our capacity back up. Yeah. And I just want to say a big shout out also to the Serbian people. I'm a foreigner here. Big truth. The other thing is that there was no spirituality in that, and so I suppose my point is, if that's how we're all going to go out, then make the most of your lives. Got PTSD from this experience. Anyway, yeah. So you find out in times like this who your friends are, people who came through for me, made phone calls, people that I hardly knew, like a friend of mine called Misha. Who organised an aeroplane. Looked after me. There was a nurse in there all the time just checking me, giving me all these medicines, antibiotics that, well, subsequently have kind of like fucked me up in some ways, but got me over the coronavirus. I had double pneumonia. It spread to every part of my lungs. So yeah, it was really at one stage, it was kind of touch and go, without being overly dramatic. Anyway, eventually, the medicine started to work, I started to recover a little bit, and I was released from the IC unit back onto a ward, and I spent another 4 or 5 days there. Yeah, it's been an absolute nightmare. My body's wasted away just from lying in bed all that time. I just saw the most terrible things there. Just people who are never going to make it, and people who are younger than me. This is the thing about coronavirus, is that we think that statistically, if you're under a certain age, there's no chance anything's going to happen to you. It's such a small percentage, and that's probably true. Maybe it is only a 1% chance that some complications will happen to you. But Jesus, if you're in that 1%, that doesn't make much difference. I saw younger people than me in there. I don't know, of course, their medical history, what things happened to them, but what other reasons there were, maybe underlying reasons. But they're in a terrible state. I saw people get things shoved into their rib cage and like drain out this liquid without anaesthetic just because they had to do it immediately to save their lives. I'm not in the age group that dies from coronavirus. So I waited in this apartment for 10 days as I steadily got worse and worse and worse. It was horrendous. By the end of it, I couldn't even walk to the bathroom. I couldn't breathe. And that's when a friend said, okay, listen, I'm going to take you to the hospital. I remember into the taxi on that day, and honestly, it was like I was an old man. I had to hold on to him. Now, what I didn't know at the time, because I didn't know anything about medical things at the time, but what I know now was there was no oxygen in my blood. Most people have an oxygen level of about 98, 99 in their blood. What I subsequently found out was mine was down in the low 70s. I was dying basically at home and not realising it. So let me tell you the story of what happened over this last month. I flew to Serbia, as some of you know who follow me on Instagram, about a month ago now, a little bit more. And when I was here, I was just living a normal life in Serbia. Serbia wasn't in lockdown. I thought it was